Wow, we got away.
I break Jerry's eardrums.
We got away from it in the last episode.
It is back, baby.
Just need to do it. Just need to do it again, Jerry. Ready?
Hello! It is Halloween, our favorites today.
This is Halloween.
This is Halloween.
We didn't pick that movie.
And none of us picked this movie. Because we all picked absolute. I'm trying to remember. Was the actual specific thing like movies that take place on Halloween?
Yes.
Yes. So
horror movie doesn't count. It has to, just not straight up horror. It has to be a movie that has to do with Halloween.
Has to do with actual Halloween. So welcome everybody to our favorites. Can't forget about that. Oh, I'm so excited. Like I said, I mentioned this in probably like the last couple bite-sized episodes. Halloween is my favorite time of the year. I love everything scary. I love eating all the candy. I love apple cider. I love donuts. Just fall and Halloween make me so happy.
You know what? Never mind. I'll save it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just get right into this because we all have fantastic picks. If you didn't if you didn't scroll down and see what our picks are, let's start this off with an absolute.
Oh, do you list our picks in the description?
Do you? Actually, I'm just saying this. You might
No.
not actually. Then you can scroll down and see our picks.
Psych.
So it's a surprise. And Jake picked probably one of my absolute favorites to watch every single year. And we know Jared
loves this.
Yeah.
You've never seen this?
Not until now.
You're probably better off for that.
Yeah,
No,
I
he's
kind
not.
of regret watching it.
Because, Jake, your absolute classic pick. Please tell the good people listening to today's episode what it is.
I picked Halloween Town.
Heck yeah, buddy.
I love this movie because I was raised in a Christian conservative household. And so Halloween, it wasn't demonized, but it wasn't really a thing.
It was taboo.
And that not even really taboo. We just couldn't
It
go...
was balderdash.
Will you shut
Where are you
up?
getting these words from?
Those are games. Those are board games.
That's also a word.
Board
Balder-
game? That's
Balder-
2 words. Balderdash is also a word, yes.
I've never heard of Boulder Dash. I'm sorry.
With a rapper.
Not an actual like person that's rapping, but like a little.
Not like Flo Rida.
No. Throwback to the last bite-sized episode.
But we're watching a
Anyway.
funny movie called Halloween Town.
It's not funny.
No.
It's amazing.
It's not
The funniest
funny
part is that I actually sat down and watched it.
for
I
like
don't-
80 minutes.
It's not even that long.
84.
It's not that bad.
I watched
It's
the
not even as long as an animated movie.
Come on. Well, the best part is Debbie Reynolds. Debbie
Yeah?
Reynolds as Grandma Aggie is literally.
So anyway, let me
Get
finish
into it.
telling
Get
my
into
story.
it. Get into it. Let's
So
go.
I grew up in a Christian conservative household. Halloween, not taboo, not demonized. We just weren't allowed to be anything having to do with magic. There was nothing scary allowed in our house. Horror wasn't allowed in our house. We had to go to bed when my dad wanted to watch X-Files and like detective TV shows, which is a thing, by the way, because I used to have nightmares about people murdering me and my parents finding me in my closet.
Wait, how would you know they found you? You weren't alive.
It played out like a TV show. I was watching it.
Oh, you're watching yourself die?
Yes.
That's terrifying. That's like the sunken place, except you're not sinking, so it's a place.
You're just
He wasn't
dead.
watching himself.
It's just the dead place.
Oh, that's true. He was watching a little TV, though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So it's like that. Actually, wasn't he? Wasn't he watching himself sitting in the chair?
I mean, kind of.
I don't-
It depends.
Oh, it's his- I don't remember.
It's his POV, that's right.
Yeah, it depends how you're looking.
You were
at it.
saying.
Anyway, so when the Disney Channel comes out with Halloween Town,
Oh boy.
it's the first Halloween movie I watched. And for that, I love it. And upon this rewatch, I gotta be honest, that
Don't
and
say
Debbie
it.
Reynolds,
Don't say
only
it.
that, like,
Oh my god.
it's a decom. So
is. That's what
let's be honest, it's a decom. It's an early decom.
It's 98, right? Isn't it? Like
98 or 99.
98.
yeah.
So it's early. It's not very well lit.
No.
The plot is not very well told.
Or there.
I mean, there.
What?
Very. It's
Oh,
not
it's
really
there.
there.
There's absolutely a plot.
It's
What are you
it's
talking
there. They
about?
just save it all to the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then everything happens in 5 minutes.
It does. Like I feel like
And then like
it's it's very quickly paced, but the second half,
And
like,
then
it's just like boom, 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 boom.
and then like Calabar is like
Calabar.
Calabar.
What
What did I say? Calabar.
Cabalar.
Calamari?
Something like that. Like he's just not like there, and so like there's all of a sudden a villain, and it's like, where did this come from?
Yeah, that's true. But also
Debbie Reynolds.
and also the music. The da 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 da
That is-
da 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 da.
It's
Da,
pretty
da, da,
fun.
da, da, da.
And the Bones character,
the
what's his
skeleton,
name?
Taxi
Benny.
driver.
Yeah, Benny. Benny.
Yeah.
He's fun.
Yeah, I love this. If you couldn't tell, I love this too. I grew up on this. Oh my god, I love it. So this and like all the sequels too are so like, especially except for the fourth one where they didn't have the actor who played Marnie back, or Kimberly
J.
Brown.
J. Brown. Thank you. I know we just said her name, but like weird that they never had her back for the fourth one. That one was kind of weird, but still, this whole series, it just makes me. And again, anyway, going back to nostalgia. This is just
This movie is nothing without nostalgia.
That is very true.
Like,
And,
you know.
Yeah, it's nothing.
So let's get into this, shall we?
Okay.
Jared,
Yeah.
you've never seen this before.
No.
You have zero nostalgia
And
for this movie
no.
whatsoever.
And you can't go back to not seeing it.
Yup.
How do you feel?
I
about
don't
this?
like it. I don't hate it. I was just bored most of it. I recognized why people latch onto it. I understood that part.
Sure.
We all have stuff that we watch as kids that sucks, but we feel nostalgia for it because we remember watching it and liking it.
Exactly.
I get it.
Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't mean I like this. Because I remember thinking, like, okay, they're setting this, okay, 40 minutes in, they're not even there yet. It's like, we've been sitting in the house this whole time. When are we going to, like, do something?
You can't do anything because it's Halloween. You can't go out on Halloween. You know that.
Yeah. The mom doesn't let them out. Like that's the whole point. It's just I don't know. It's magical.
I did try to watch the sequels after I watched this.
Mm-hmm.
I fell asleep in the second one. It's so boring.
I
I was like,
Return to Halloween. No, what's it called?
no, Return to
Cavalier-
Halloween
it's
Town is
Cavaliers'
the third
Revenge.
one.
Cavaliers' Revenge.
No,
The third one
Return
is
to
Halloween
Halloween
Town
Town.
High.
Oh, I mixed it up. Halloween Town High.
That's when they all do drugs.
Right. Yeah. It's high school.
Yeah, that's where I fell off as a kid. I was like, no, I can't even. What is what? No.
Nah, the first three, man, I stand by. The first three are like one of the best trilogies ever made.
That is one of the first three. It goes Halloween Town 2, Halloween Town High, and then Return to
Return to
Halloween Town.
Town. And that's the one that had the new actor, and it just felt weird. But the first three are so good. But okay, I want to mention this because I had this thought when I was watching it. I never realized this like throughout all my earlier years because I wasn't into movie making and stuff like that. But why are the majority? I feel like legitimately 2/3 of this movie are close-up shots on all the characters' faces. Did you guys get that same feeling? It felt like we were just.
Oh, yeah,
always...
the scope of DComs is always like that. You barely see anything.
They don't have they don't have the budget to show you anything really for more than 5 seconds. So
It makes sense. I just never I'm just watching this time, just like I swear, like every other shot is just a close-up of their faces, and I'm just like, why are we always?
it's also not well lit enough that you can see their face from further away.
Yeah, no, it's not.
I'm sorry, just inside that house is garbage.
Yeah.
I love it, but it's garbage.
Well, I really do think part of the reason. Yeah, no, I was gonna try to make a point, and it falls flat.
From a filmmaking perspective, no. It's just again, there is nothing to this without nostalgia.
But the music is so good.
I will grant you that. It
I
is fun.
stand by the music is so
And
good.
Debbie Reynolds is a lot of fun.
Yes, she is. Although I was noticing some of her weird winking and just some of her eye movements in this felt a little odd. I don't know if that was her just trying to mess around, if that was the director telling her to do that. But
Dickey's got a crush on Halloween Town Debbie Reynolds.
Are you? Of
Nothing.
course
Yeah,
I do. I'm not.
That's
of
what it
course I
is.
do.
You don't have to.
I'm not.
You don't have to.
I'm not gonna shy
defend
away
it.
from that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You're saying it's weird. It's like, yeah, it's called growing up.
I just yeah. Yeah. That's
The mom was the whole time I was like, who is this? She looks so familiar. Then I looked up was, you know what she's in?
Smallville?
I don't know. Is she in Smallville?
I don't know.
She was in the live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. She was
April.
April.
the Michael Bay. Wait, the Michael Bay one?
The what?
The Michael Bay Teenage
Oh my
Mutant Ninja
gosh!
Turtles?
No, the '90s one.
Get out.
How dare
I was
you?
like, what?
Get. Ugh. What? No.
Sorry, that's what
You
I
want
was-
to talk about not defend? You want to talk about not defensible from a filmmaking perspective?
Listen, I've never even seen them. I just know they exist.
That's bad enough.
Just knowing that they exist is bad
Yes.
enough.
Out of the Shadows. Isn't that the second one?
Yeah, it has
That sounds about right.
Kang in it, I think. Or Krang.
Great.
Right.
Isn't that the
Krang.
Spider-Man villain?
No, that's Kang.
No, that's the Simpsons alien with Kodos.
Oh God, here we go.
I'm not wrong, I don't think.
I
don't know about the Simpsons.
I don't know
but
enough about seasons.
His name is Krang or Kang. It's Krang. It's
Kang the
Krang.
Conqueror is an MCU.
Is in MCU.
Yes.
Krang is the brain thing from Turtles.
Ugh. It's
Anyway,
confusing.
the last thing I want to mention about Halloween Town, Dylan is such a prick. Like he absolutely like the kid brother. Like oh my God.
So was Marnie.
What? Marnie is not. No,
Marnie
she-
was awful.
What are you talking
Like,
about? She
oh
just
my
wants
gosh,
to-
shut up.
okay,
And then
okay.
No,
Dylan would
Brandon-
talk
No,
and be
no,
like,
no, no,
shut
no,
up.
No, listen to me.
Oh, I
Listen
couldn't
to me.
stand
Listen to
those
me.
kids.
Fine, go.
He is the little brother, and you're Marnie.
I guess that checks out actually. The one I
You think
will.
like that?
Like, mom
Does
doesn't
that make
want
me the
us
mom,
to do
or does
that.
that
Like,
make me
mom
Debbie
is
Reynolds?
like, shut up, Dylan. Like,
It bugged me because I'm like, oh, he's right.
no.
And then Marnie's like, I'm going to do it. I'm practically an adult. I'm 13.
Okay,
I'm like, shut
I will say
Shut
that
up.
line got me. That line, I'm like, oh, 13. Okay, buddy.
The whole movie, she's a jerk. The
Not
brother.
the whole movie.
Yeah,
What?
she's a jerk.
I mean, they had a line like that. They had a line like that in your pick too.
I know. I didn't say they were jerks. These are annoying.
How are they like? What? Marnie is just trying. Like. Are you telling me if you found out one day you have magical witch warlock powers?
I wouldn't act like a jerk.
She does. She just wants to learn. She just wants to know how to use them.
Just-
And her mom wouldn't let her.
Most of this movie, I'm like, I'm bored, I'm irritated, and I want these kids, all of them, to shut up.
I like the hat that the little girl wears, though. That hat looked comfortable.
I know they did look at a really nice hat. And also, I really want that book, the Halloween Town book. Like that looks so cool. Like, not gonna lie, I don't know like what. And this whole movie just makes me feel nostalgic. But like, when she opens the book and shows the picture of the witch flying that looks like Marnie, I don't know why I always wanted like a book to have a picture of like looks like me
Ugh.
inside of.
I told you, he's Marnie. He's Marnie. And
You ever bought a
Dylan.
Mad magazine, Dickey? I don't know why you're thinking about having you in a book. Just go to a magazine stand when you're a kid. There you are. Yes.
It's so funny. Okay, is there?
No, can we get to the next one?
Jared's not talking about Halloween.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's literally just if you don't have an emotional attachment to it in any before watching it again as an adult, it's nothing.
So what you're telling me is that we need to make you watch Halloween Town 2,
No.
3, and 4.
No.
It might take us 3 years, but dang it, we'll do it. Next year's our favorite.
Next year, yeah, stay tuned in one year.
No. Next year, I'll pick Halloween Town 2.
I'll do 3. And Jared's gonna making you pick 4, buddy. It's gonna be like about a Halloween Town episode. Okay.
It sounds like someone just stabbed you.
Let's let him talk about something he likes now. Let's do Jared's pick. Jared, is your pick better than Halloween Town?
Yes. Miles better.
Streets ahead.
Yeah.
What is it? What is your awesome pick?
I picked Monster House because there aren't a lot of movies about or taking place on Halloween that I like.
There really aren't.
But you like Halloween Town.
Well, there was one that I considered. It's not as fun as Monster House. I went with it, but I remember you didn't like it. You remember that? I was like, well, this one's kind of Halloween. I don't think I like it better than my pick at all.
I don't remember what one.
It was Donnie Darko.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Oh, Donnie.
Because I was like, I could pick that just to torture Jake, but I went with Monster House because it's really fun.
That's okay. I picked Halloween Town to torture you, so.
No, you didn't. You thought I was going to be like, whatever. You didn't know if I was going to dislike it this much.
Oh,
That's true. That's true. I did think you were just going to be like, whatever.
But Monster House.
It's good. It is.
It's really
fun. It's
the old animation style just sends me back.
It's motion capture,
that
so
era
it's a little.
of anime. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's as we were talking, it's a little creepy at times in the wrong way.
Oh yeah.
And that's not. And this isn't even like the hyper realistic motion capture. This is like motion capture that's kind of also like animated.
That's what makes it just feel so.
It's
off.
so
And
weird.
especially
like that when that girl's riding that trike in the opening scene and singing. You're like, oh.
Just gives me heebie-jeebies. And also, I can't remember his name, Mr. Cracker Barrel or whatever his name was.
Knickerbacker.
What did you say?
I thought it said Knickerbacker.
Nevercracker.
Nevercracker.
Mr. Cracker Barrel.
Man, I'm getting names just all kinds of wrong today.
God, sorry.
I need to take another drink here.
It was animated. It was so fun. Like I just.
Yep. But one of the writers was Dan Harmon.
I didn't know that.
That makes sense.
That absolutely checks out.
This is like one of the first bigger things he worked on, I think.
Bigger things?
Bigger things.
Bigger, yeah.
I mean,
It's before Community, at least.
that's true.
That's what I mean. Like this is
2006?
Yep. And Community's what 2009
Yeah,
when it started.
2008, 2009, something like that.
Yeah, that's it. And I remember when I watched it as a kid, parts of it grossed me out or like made me feel weird. I don't know. I think
You mean like when they're hanging off of the UV?
No, that was fine. The pee in the bottles grossed me out.
Oh.
Of all things.
I was like, of all the things
12-year-old me, I saw that. And he's like, don't drink that. And she goes, is this ew? And I go, ugh. I will say, but I always laughed hard at. Chowder is a character that can get really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But the other half, it's like about half the time he's annoying. The other half, he feels like someone you grew up with or at times was you. The line where
He feels like Dickey?
It's like, hit me.
the line... Jenny and TJ go up to his room the first time after the first house incident with Jenny, and they go up there and Chowder's on the phone with his dad, and he yells, oh, and you can tell he's hung up already. Like,
Yeah.
oh, guess what, Dad? You can kiss my big hairy butt. Slams the phone on. Hey, TJ, you got any beer? That killed me this time.
Chowder is an absolute icon. He really is. And, I was gonna say, I don't remember who voices Chowder, but let's not forget the Disney Channel absolute icon that has TJ, Mitchell Musso.
That's right, Mitchell Musso.
Dude,
What
Mitchell
was he
Musso
in again?
was
What else has he been in?
Hannah Montana. He was the best friend in Hannah Montana.
Have you ever watched an episode of Hannah Montana?
What is that?
It's a show.
Oh my God! No, don't tell me you've never.
The
heard
Miley
of Hannah.
Cyrus show. The whole reason she's famous.
Oh.
I'm like, don't tell me you've never heard of Hannah Montana.
I've never seen an episode.
I can picture marketing and maybe walked past some
There was
toys.
a movie.
There was a movie. It's a great
It was called
movie.
the Hannah Montana movie.
It's
Is
a
that
fantastic
where?
movie.
That's not where The Climb is from,
Yes,
right?
it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it
You know
is.
the song The Climb, right?
Oh my God!
Interesting.
But yeah,
I
Mitchell.
feel like I have now hurt Dickie's heart.
I'm hurt a little
I'm okay
bit
with
because like
this.
Mitchell Musso from like the old show is one of my favorites. Like catching him like do like the. This is obviously gonna mean
This
nothing.
isn't going to mean anything to us.
But,
Why?
like for everyone that's listening, like my favorite scenes from Mitchell Musso from that show is when he's banging the locker, the boom, 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 locker doctor's back, and the locker just opens up because whenever the lockers like they were trying.
Are you
open
having to
their stuff.
explain context to a long-running gag on a show that we've never seen?
Yes.
Ah. So explaining it and then explaining the joke of
It
the
makes
scene
it so funny.
makes it even
It's
funnier.
so
Oh
funny.
yeah, I feel like I need to write a paper on what I just heard.
But that's what but Mitchell Musso. That's what I was just gonna get. But he was great in this. And don't
Anyway,
forget,
this is the first time I've seen this movie.
really?
Ah.
Never seen it before.
I didn't know that.
I like how they animated the house. That was fun.
Yeah.
you can tell most of the renderings that house. Just everything else is a little stiff, but it fits nicely.
Lots of people die in this movie.
It's a little, I mean, graphic. It's
Only
not
one.
2 cops.
No, didn't you watch the end credits?
Apparently not.
They come back out.
I didn't realize they come back out.
To get it to keep a PG rating, they had to have scenes during the credits where everyone who got eaten comes out.
I was gonna say because I
That's
saw
so funny.
bones come out.
Yep,
and
the cops did, and then the dog does.
Oh, I didn't even see the dog come out.
So funny. They
It matters where you watch it too. I don't know how, because I watched my Blu-ray copy.
I watched it on Hulu.
So I don't know if
Hulu
it's
as
on the,
well.
because that was the deal. Like they had to show that none of them had died to get the PG rating to stay.
That's kind of neat. I didn't know that.
Those 2 cops, it's Kevin James and Nick Cannon. They were killing me.
They are so.
They have squirt
I love
guns
it so much.
and it's I will shoot you. Also,
Did
what was it? It was like trespassing, breaking and entering, vandalism, and then go and treason. No, not treason. It was those 2, especially Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon's making me lose it.
He's so.
Oh my
funny in
goodness.
You guys, we just tried to get a house to swallow sleeping medication.
Oh, just. And then of course you had John Heder playing
Yeah.
Skull. That was like a month ago. That scene of him like running back to eat the candy and then like running out
Yeah.
just went viral for whatever reason, and it is really funny. And he just like weirdly runs out.
That's what it is. It's just the animation of everyone just running and all that. Like just. It's the heebie-jeebies in the right way. It really is. And
Oh yeah, the one scene that legitimately creeps me out is his dream where the hand comes through the
dude.
door.
That's a dream?
Yeah.
I thought that was real.
No,
No.
that wasn't real. Wasn't
I
it?
thought it was real.
No. Of
course-
he fell asleep,
I know he fell asleep.
and the
but
shadow
I thought-
comes in, and it's her hand.
I
I
thought
know,
it.
but I thought that was
I thought it
actually
was.
happening.
I thought
though.
that was actually happening too.
Yeah.
Still, it's creepy.
No, I'm glad you mentioned that because I was thinking the same exact thing. I'm like, that's actually really creepy and really.
The whole
like,
thing is pretty. Like, it's a pretty good. Like, it'd make a good horror movie if it was live action, and not a kids movie.
I
Like,
would
it's
love,
a good. It's a creepy premise.
I would
It's got a good story to it too.
Yeah.
How it works is that it makes sense.
Yeah.
I got. So when he appears to have died in Nebuchadnezzar's,
Never.
right?
Yes.
Nevercracker, yes.
Arms.
Barrel.
This is how much modern movies have messed with my psyche. I thought that this movie was going to progress and it was going to be about him like dealing with the trauma of like.
Of her being gone.
No, I didn't even know at that point he was married to anyone. Of him dealing with the trauma of Nebuchadnezzar dying while holding him.
Oh.
So I thought it was going to do this turn where it was somehow all in his head. And like, again, this is how modern movies have messed up my brain. Nothing can just be what it is.
No, it's always in a dream. It's always in someone's head. It's yeah.
A dream within a dream.
It's a
That
dream.
moves backwards through another dream.
But I do like, and it really it. I like that it boiled down to something as simple as Nebuchadnezzar's wife was haunting the house. Like that's kind of what it gets down to, and like it's such an interesting premise that you don't see coming from a kids movie. Like I really like that the whole issue was that she was always just scared of people coming in and breaking stuff because she was always bullied and all that stuff. And like I just think that was a really well written moment in what didn't have to be that. Well, it doesn't have to be. Everything deserves to be at least well written, but like it didn't have to go that far for a kids movie. You know, like I feel like normal kids movies would just be like, oh, I don't know, she's
It just was a haunted house. Just deal with it.
right. Like it could have been something as simple as that, but like they took the extra step to show where she came from, and I just really appreciate the effort put there.
I thought for a hot second during that flashback she was actually going to kill those kids with that axe. I did not think that was going to stop for a second.
Pretty gruesome death.
All right.
Pretty concrete.
But that
They really poured it on.
But then it doesn't make sense because the part of her that there's, although I guess it does make sense. When the cement mold of her collapses, there's nothing on her. Oh wait, there was something.
Yeah, skull.
Sorry,
An
I watched
skull,
this
not the
real
character.
quick on Monday, and it was like a fever dream.
It really is. This whole movie is a fever dream.
It's good, but it's there.
Well, I'm trying to remember like what it specifically was said when they were trying to get out and they were like grabbing the uvula. Like there was I can't remember the line that Chowder said.
It's. What's that?
You remember
Well,
it?
that's the tongue. What's it? That's the tongue. So that must be the uvula.
Oh,
the house is a
So
girl.
it's a girl house. No, everyone sees uvula.
Well, I don't.
Like, that line sent me. I was laughing so hard at that. Like, whoever thought to put like, of all the random, I mean, it makes sense because they have to get barfed out. Like, that's how they get out of the house. It's just a like, who thinks of this? Like, who came up with this movie? Like, it's bonkers, man. Yeah. But yeah, so I like literally this movie just it full sends me. Like, I don't know what this even. Oh, it's weird. It's so weird. But okay, anything else you guys want to mention about Monster House?
I don't think so.
No. All right.
Just a fun.
It's a great,
fun time. It's something that we watched as kids, and it feels nostalgic. But there's just something about holiday movies in general where it just takes you back. That took me
really
back to
does.
2006. Yeah. And there's not that many places in town they go to. When you think of, they're at their house, they're at the main house.
It is really kind of contained, isn't it?
The amusement park where they're at once, and then at the end is right like a block away, and then they're at like the.
It gets really
the
big
arcade
for the
place.
end, though.
Yeah.
Whatever the restaurant.
The what?
Yeah.
It gets really big for the end.
Yeah, it does because they're like trying to literally break the house, like with the whole like
Blow it up.
with the swingy. I don't what the heck is that thing called? The swingy thing.
The crane?
The crane. the swingy
I
thing.
couldn't remember what it was called.
I suddenly don't feel bad about my misnaming of things.
The swingy. A crane?
Anyway, okay, it's my turn now.
Yes.
I am a sucker for classic horror movies. You get me going with anything like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Love those. And because of that, my pick had to be the OG Halloween. How can you not pick the OG Halloween when we're talking about Halloween movies? Like this,
Neither of us picked it.
I know that. which means both of you are wrong, except for Jake. And no, I guess you're right too, but Halloween Town is special. But no, the OG Halloween, it makes me so happy. I truly love how simple it is. How it's a short movie. It's like 90 minutes. And I just love how it's John Carpenter. I mean, like, the man knows how to make movies. He knows how to use just every tool at his disposal to make a perfect movie. And I think this is about as perfect. Now, granted, some of the dialogue is pretty aged.
It's late 70s.
It's late 70s. It's, you know what you're getting into. It's late 70s dialogue. But other than that, I mean, I can pick this apart. I can pick this movie apart.
I thought you said it was perfect.
It is.
But you can pick it apart.
No. I was gonna say, I can pick this apart frame by frame as to why it's perfect. I pick apart, and maybe it was not the right word to use.
Pick it apart. Don't show it's perfect.
But like, I'm just saying, like, I could go frame by frame is maybe the word I should have used to show how amazing. Like just from the opening scene.
It is a great opening scene.
Right?
It's one of the most iconic opening scenes probably in cinema history.
I think it is. Like, I just like the POV, and like that also gets into what I think is the strongest part of this movie is the music and sound.
I thought he was going to say the strongest part of this movie was its use of boobs.
That too. But like, I like when he chooses to use music and not. Like, that's what really just. It's like it's. So I'm jumping all over the place because that's how my brain is. Like, just like when he sits on just like just sits on a shot for like longer than you think, and all of a sudden you're like that just makes you just like think like, oh crap, something's happening. Like it just does such a good way of pulling you in and making you freaked out. I truly love it. But enough about what I thought about this. Did you guys you like Halloween, right? You like this movie?
Yeah, this is the third time I've seen it.
Nice.
This is the first time I've ever seen it.
Is it really?
Yes.
Ooh.
Again.
A first time watch. What did like? Is it?
I see why it's an icon. Mm-hmm. I think horror is at its best when it's low budget like that and not relying solely on jump scares.
Yes.
I do not think that there were a ton of jump scares in this. At least they didn't get me like they normally do. Even when the music would happen, I'm like, oh, someone's gonna die.
I know, like,
but it wasn't like, oh, I'm so unnerved by that.
Right. It's not. Yeah.
No, the thing I'm most unnerved about this movie, none of the jack-o'-lanterns, none of the pumpkins have stems.
What?
Why do they not have stems?
I'll be honest, I did not notice that. I'm gonna have to rewatch this now.
They don't have stems. How do you?
Not a single one?
Not a single one. None of them do.
No way. Are you serious?
I am dead serious.
Like every single pumpkin in this.
Did you see a pumpkin stem?
No.
You're the one that watches the back of the frame.
I know. I didn't notice it. I remember they looked weird.
Because they don't have stems.
They didn't have many ridges either. You know, they have the ridges like
No,
that.
yeah.
They looked fake.
I mean, they probably
But
are.
then Jake asked how you'd put the candle in if there's no stem to take the top out.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
You put it in through the mouth.
You can't do that.
But
That's
then-
unsafe. Then you'll get stabbed.
Yeah. But then there's something I realized about that. It's like, wait a minute. How did you hollow this whole thing out if you didn't go through the top in the first place, Jared? It's like, because I thought about that, I go, oh yeah, I can't really scoop this thing out if I can't open the top. Because am I wrong?
No, that's a very good point.
I can't really, because some people probably do go like scoop all the way back in the eyes and mouth, but it looks dumb.
I mean,
Like instead of making a hole
I
in the
don't
top
know.
and scooping out,
Yeah.
I
they
don't-
just go back with the eyes and the
I
mouth.
don't know anyone. That is the
That's the
most
thing.
inefficient way.
I
that
know.
makes no
Who
sense.
does that?
I don't. I'm pretty sure some people do.
No.
Maybe, but
No.
I'm just
and you know,
saying.
There's no
the
way.
first scene that clued me into it.
Which was it like the actual, like just the credits, like the
No, I didn't even think about it until they pushed what's his name over.
The kid.
The boy.
Oh,
They pushed him over, and he's holding the jack-o'-lantern, and he falls and smushes. I'm like, wouldn't that hurt?
Tommy.
Doesn't have a stem. What is this? And I started looking around, like, none of the what? It's the most terrifying thing about that movie. That and apparently they have in this universe they have some strong knives.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, because that dude was stabbed up there on that
And
door,
he
and
was.
he was fully suspended,
It was fully like that is,
and he
like-
wasn't falling.
I know. I mean, granted, that's partially just because Michael Myers is that strong, or he was able to really push it that far into his chest.
But like, how would that knife hold that? Despite how
It's a good
strong,
knife, man. It's a good kitchen knife.
despite how strong Michael Myers is, how would the kitchen knife physically hold it?
That's a very valid point. That's a very valid point. And you bring that up, that also reminds me. You know what? Another fantastic thing about this, Michael Myers has a sense of humor.
Are you talking about the glasses?
Yeah, that's exactly.
I was just thinking
the
about
ghost
that.
in the glasses.
Well, at first it's like that is kind of goofy. And then I thought maybe it's a little smarter because maybe if he doesn't have the glasses on, she could easily buy that it's her boyfriend. But I'm guessing with the glasses, it makes her think, oh, he's being silly.
Yeah,
And I go, okay, it actually makes sense. It's still funny.
it's funny. Like
I thought it was going to be the dead guy for a while as that scene was going on.
Another example of what modern movies have done to us now.
It will, and also like not only that, but like when the way he like after when Laurie's like running in and trying to find them, and he, like where he puts the bodies so like that they flop out like that, like that's kind of funny. Michael Myers is a funny guy.
Oh, and also,
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
this movie does answer one of the age-old questions, one of the most important questions.
Ooh.
Annie is definitely not okay. I know the song came 10 years later. I don't care.
Jake, I'm not gonna lie. I was watching this. I was thinking the exact same thing. Was she saying like, wait, was she actually saying, "Annie, are you okay?" Or no?
Maybe once.
For some reason,
okay?
I can't remember.
okay?
Are you
Are you okay, Annie?
Annie, are you okay? It's just so.
Didn't that come off the Thriller album?
No, that's bad.
That's bad. Okay.
That's bad, yeah. Oh yeah, okay. So another amazing thing that I love this is the way they tell you how terrifying Michael Myers is. It's not mostly just from the kills. It's mostly from his doctor freaking out about, oh, this guy is bad news. Like, you need to get taken care of. Like, and
I watched him for, what was it, 20 years?
15
years. Not staring at the wall, staring through the wall.
Looking to this point in time, this place.
That was good.
That's what I think Donald Pleasant?
Yep. Pleasance. He has one of my favorite deliveries of the movie, which is like, it was like I think he was leaving the ward in the daytime shot, and they're like, the guy's like, well, Doc, you should have told them how dangerous. I did! And they didn't listen, or something like that. He gets so mad. I'm like, yeah.
He does. I think, like, and don't get me wrong, obviously, the majority, not the majority, I don't know that by the exact time-wise, but Laurie, why am I, holy
Jamie
crap.
Lee Curtis.
Thank you, Jamie Lee Curtis. How am I missing her name? She, this movie, threw her into, so I don't know, this was her big breakout, but,
yep.
Jamie, ever since
I think it even
then,
said it in introducing, didn't it?
Yeah. Jamie Lee just such a good job, and it really comes down to, her and Donald Pleasant. Those two are just...
Man, established her as a Scream Queen.
The Scream Queen, baby!
And Carpenter, I read, did it because it was paying homage to her mother, who was also a Scream Queen. Her mother was Janet Leigh in Psycho.
I knew, her mom was,
Because her dad is Tony Curtis.
God, Jamie Lee Curtis is just... She is absolutely one of the greatest humans alive. I love her.
How many of the Halloweens is she in?
Not all of them, but she's in... She's in all the new ones.
2, 3,
She's in the first...
So at least 4.
5, 6.
Is she in all of them? She's not in all of them.
There's more than that, but she's not in all of them.
No. But, and then that's another reason, and I don't want to jump too far ahead and talk about, the new Halloween movies, but they just don't, they just didn't have the same simplicity as this one does, I feel like. I feel like the new, the new ones I'm talking, the Halloween Kills, Halloween...
Yeah, at the point of this coming out, the third new reboot one has come out.
Yeah, and
Halloween Ends.
Halloween Ends, right.
Will this actually be the last one?
Everyone keeps saying, no, it's not. They'll think of something to do in 10 years. They just keep killing him or letting him almost die. It's the same movie.
Pushing him out of a window, cut to a different frame, cut to the same frame, he's gone.
Which, it works so well in the first one because you're
the clothesline thing at the beginning, that is scary, where he's just staring, and then
I know,
she does that and he's gone. I go, okay, that's actually effective. Everyone does it now, but that's actually effective.
I will say, because I am not a giant fan of horror movies.
Same.
I got the ending of this, because so I say I've never watched this, I've never actually seen it, but I know it because of culture.
Yeah.
I got the ending of this confused with, believe it's the ending of Nightmare on Elm Street, where he comes through the door and he takes her and he pulls her back through the door. Mm-hmm. I thought that was this for the longest time watching this movie, and then I was like, something's not right.
Oh, wait a second, when's he gonna pop back up again?
Yep, that's exactly what it was.
Mm-hmm.
What's the line? What did she say about the boogeyman?
The boogeyman is real or something?
Yeah, and was the boogeyman or something. He goes, as a matter of fact, it was. I go,
it was a question. It was that the boogeyman? Was that the boogeyman? As a matter of fact, it was.
Yeah. Which, I really quick, I want to plug, I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's on Netflix. It's called The Movies That Made Us. And they did an episode on Halloween. And it's so cool to see how they made this. And I really appreciate the fact that in the script, he was never referred to as Michael Myers. He was always referred to as the Shape or the Shadow. And I just think that's such a gruesome way of portraying your main character, but kind of
your villain.
Your main villain, at least. It was not giving him a name, not giving him anything humanizing. Nowadays, we always get oh, it's not really fully bad. He's just misunderstood. Nah. This movie, he's just a straight psychopathic freak.
I kind of miss movies with just straight villains.
Right? I know when did this push start happening? Like, do you remember like what started like the push towards like the sympathetic villains and like?
It's gotta be when the anti-hero became big, late 2000s into the 2010s.
Mm-hmm.
Anti-heroes became the main characters, and I think because of that, people wanted to see more depth to the villains, and that's all fine and dandy. But now everyone does it, and it's like I kind of miss when someone was just bad.
Yeah. Well, that's what this is. It's just he's freaky, and the best part, and I know it's going back to the Alfred. I mentioned this on a previous episode. When you don't see him, you know he's coming. You know he's there, and all you hear is that damn do 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 do. Love the score, and all you hear is that music. You don't see anything, but you know it's just that just. Oh, and it works so well. It just makes me happy.
The unmasked scene too, because it freaked me out like ugh, and then. I read that's like, oh, they didn't add anything to his face. It's just the guy's face, and he looks fine, but because it's really quick, we don't quite see him, and it's just kind of this freaky moment. Our mind kind of makes it seem like his face is much worse. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, yeah, it did, because it looked freaky to me. But then when I read, oh, no, the guy's normal looking, and they didn't add anything, like any prosthetics.
They just used your own imagination against you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. Last thing,
nice, good,
the very last thing I want to mention before, I watched this. I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago. I watched this on a drive-in, like the old drive-in over here.
That'd be an interesting experience.
It's such a cool thing to see in a drive-in because like it's pitch black and like it just stands out so much better. I 10 out of 10 recommend anybody if there's drive-ins near you and they're doing any kind of special Halloweens, go watch this. It is truly an amazing, amazing experience. But anything else you guys want to mention before we head on out?
No?
Alrighty. So thank you for sticking through today's amazing Halloween episode of Our Favorites. And if you want more spooky things, make sure to stay tuned for a whole other year, and we'll come back with more spooky, scary things. But in the time being, if you want to just watch, just catch up to date with what we're doing, catch a little funny clips, where can the good people follow us on the social medias, Jared?
Okay. You can follow us for some more spooktacular hijinks on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And you can listen to us on Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, and if you're watching on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and ring our bell.
I hear our TikTok is pretty spooky.
It's spooktacular. And also, don't forget, rate us on all those podcasting websites because it makes us look a lot better than we actually are. So,
wow. Dickey, you should be a car salesman.
So, from all of us here at Slate Media, make sure to stay tuned for more spooktacular, well, not after this, but for more just awesome content coming your way every single week. Thank you for listening. We will see you guys later.